Well, Brandon appears to be having technical difficulties. I guess he's going to reboot. So I guess it's up to me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I am your confused and slightly befuddled co-host, Jeff. Brandon will be here in a moment. Apparently, he's having some technical difficulties. So I guess I will start and do what he normally does. No, I'm not going to start singing. I promise that. Not going to start singing. Is he working? There he is.
How are you, Jeff?
I'm okay. Hey, nothing like being backstage and I'm playing with the dogs and everything, and all of a sudden I see you pointing at me. The screen is blank, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, sometimes things just happen that way.
There's a contingency we have never ever really prepared for.
This is true. Well, here, how about we do this? What? Hey guys, welcome. It's Wednesday night, and I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Now we're going to get back to what we were doing a moment ago. Hey, Jeff, how are you, buddy?
That's brutal. No.
Oh,
that was hilarious.
Well, so no, really, guys, thank you for being here. It's can't believe that it's Wednesday again, and it has been quite the week.
That's an understatement.
Yeah,
well, that is an absolute understatement.
Last Wednesday night, we talked about how the website was broken.
Yes.
And at that point, it had actually already been, now hindsight's 2020, it had already been broken for over a week, and we just didn't know it.
Right.
And then we found out the weekend before last Wednesday, so I guess a week and a half ago, and it was just a nightmare. The end result is, so on our website, we have our host software that hosts our website, and then we have all these little third-party apps and these different things that do different things. Well, one of those different things decided they weren't in business anymore, and they failed to let us know. Yeah, so it it was one of the little third-party things that had been built into our site for like 5 years. So it took a little figuring. It took us a little while to figure out that's what had happened, and then when we finally figured it out, then it was go back to the drawing board, redo everything. Right. So I think literally it was earlier today, if I remember correctly, either today or yesterday, but I think earlier today, we finally took the big pink or green, whatever color it was, thing off the front page saying the website was broke. And it works, but we still have a few things to iron out as you'll see as you stroll through the website. But it's so it'll be a little bit different now. I think once we get all the little bugs and kinks worked out, I think it's actually going to be better than it was. The new direction that we're having to take it as far as the catalog and the inventory code goes, I think it's going to actually end up being better. It's just going to take another few days to get
a little bit of time to get there. Yeah. And I think the hard part of it too is that and anyone who has ever run a website will understand that as the owner of the website, you understand this much. You may understand 30% of what the entire website does, because the other 70% is made up of plugins and aftermarket and third-party coding that we don't have access to. And when something breaks, not only do you have to figure out what broke, but then if you can't get it fixed, you have to figure out how to fix it yourself.
Yep.
And that just adds time and energy. And
it didn't help that when we figured out it was broke, we were in Louisville.
Right.
So
I remember, I remember somebody mentioning that to us.
But it's all good now. It's all good now. Yep. Let's say hey to a few people real quick. Two hands first up in the chat tonight asking about if you can't be at Nationals, will you have a new listing of the new colors? And I'll add to that the new colors, the new products, whatever we have. Absolutely. We are tentatively planning on July 22 being the date that we kind of announce all the things that we'll have at Nationals. Everything from our exclusive model kit that we've been talking about to the new paint colors that we've hinted to you guys. We'll tell you exactly. And we hadn't told you yet because we honestly don't know. We know what the entire list is. We don't know exactly which ones are going to make it in time for Nationals yet, but by the 22nd, we'll have everything figured out and that's going to kind of be the night that we let you guys know what's going to be ready.
I can let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, okay. Which cat is that?
Here's one of the new colors. There it is, right there.
Yep.
That's one of the new colors.
I like it.
I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's one of the new colors.
I bet that it's something for an airplane.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe it's a ship color. It could be a armor color.
Maybe it's like a
uniform color. It could be a,
undead creature.
Yeah, it could be a movie monster color too. I mean,
Oh yeah. Well, Danny, it's good to see you tonight, my friend.
Yeah. Sorry,
Arnell's with us. Randy, yeah, you're usually not on this early.
No, I don't know what the hell to do with myself, to be honest with you.
Well, we just see who all's in here. Rex is with us tonight.
Hey, Rex.
Miles. Hey, who's this guy?
I don't know. He shouldn't be here. He's too early. But you know what they say, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. So
there you go. Well, Greg is asking about the new Nashorn from Trumpeter. So since tonight, we're going to kind of talk about some new products that are going to be coming and some that are already here. And we'll kind of just play it by ear and maybe talk about them as they come up in the chat. But since you mentioned that one, let me get this ready. Poof. So he's asking about, where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
Ferdinand. There's the Nashorn. Yep.
Yeah, Nashorn will be here this month. I don't have an exact date yet, but sometime probably 2 or 3 weeks from now, you guys that have been here many months listening, you know that Customs always has the final say in when exactly we'll get it. If all things go according to how it could, we might have it in 2 weeks. But
yeah, I mean, we all know how Customs works. Yep. They look for any reason that they can. They'll try to tell us that red heart on the side of the tank is a copyright infringement because somebody owns the copyright to that red heart, and we're not allowed to.
Pretty much. Now, I will tell you this, and this I actually just found this out today.
Today.
Today, like actually about an hour ago.
And you didn't tell me yet.
No, because I hadn't talked to you.
Oh,
until I pointed to you and said, hey, you got to start.
Okay.
So the Panzer 3, 16th Panzer 3, and the Ferdinand, we had originally thought they were going to be here this month along with Nashorn. That is unfortunately not the case. They're going to make the next shipment, which is probably going to be August or September, that timing. More information on that. But we do have another 16th scale edition as of today. And
it made perfect sense that they were doing the Nashorn, that they would do the Hummel.
Yep. And I no info on this. This is probably going to be even later than that, but it is supposed to be here this calendar year, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, there's 2 more that I got to add to the stash.
Well, between those 4 16th scale kits, that's a lot of big plastic.
Yeah, it is. Although, the Panzer IVs are, and the Panzer IIIs, they're relatively small in the grand scheme of things. So
they are.
The Ferdinand, on the other hand, that's a monster.
That's going to be the big boy.
Yep.
Well, we'll pull that back up in a moment. See who else is in here. Rob Jansen is with us, and Paul figures it's sunny. It was not sunny at your place this afternoon, was it, Jeff?
We had straight line winds of 104 miles an hour.
That sounds fun. Yeah, Jeff messaged me this afternoon. He says, hey, I might not make it tonight. I said, oh, what, everything okay? He says, it is right now, but looking out the window, it's not going to be in about 10 minutes.
Nope. I went outside and I took a picture and I posted it up. I said, the sky is green. And it was like 2 in the afternoon. And then about 30 seconds later, the water was going sideways at a very high rate of speed. And I ran my fat behind up the driveway and my sweatpants fell down and I almost fell over and I was wet before I got to the front door. And,
oh gosh.
It was just a comedy of errors. The whole thing was just, I should have just stayed down here and not paid any attention to it.
I'm glad you didn't get blown away.
Yeah. Well, we had some really amazing lightning strikes and some really loud thunder boomers come through. And then Yeah.
Oh gosh, Derek, good to see you tonight too. EV is asking about the .5 needles for priming. The Jeff, you can answer it if you want. My comment would be the Turbox runs up to 20 psi. So if
Yeah,
you're,
I think with a .5 needle for priming, you're going to be right on the edge.
Yep.
I think a lot of it hinges on the primer that you are using. So if you're using an acrylic primer, such as Squadron Colors primer, Stynal Res, yeah, you're going to be right on the edge. If you're using a lacquer-based primer like a Mr. Surfacer or something like that, that has a little bit less viscosity and you spray it more like a normal paint, you shouldn't have any problem.
good deal. And by the way, speaking of the Turbox, we do have more of those on the way. Hopefully by this time next week, perhaps we'll have them and we'll get them posted back up on the website, and you guys can grab up one of those and try out what we've been talking about. I think you're going to like them.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I am very kind of old school, set in my ways. When I find something that works, I tend to stick with it. And I really was kind of skeptical when you showed me this little compressor at Wonderfest.
Right.
And I have been doing some paint formulation and some mad scientist work on paint. And I have just been putting this little guy through its paces, and it's just, my poor Iwata Studio series is sad because it hasn't been turned on in a week and a half. But I'm really happy with the way that this is performing, and for the price point. And if you are in a modeling environment where you're concerned about noise, or the pancake compressor wakes up the dog and frightens the kids and everything else, the price point and what this brush does, and for what we need it to do as modelers, it's just a home run.
Yep. We'll have them back in stock soon. Pilot Dave says good evening. Good evening to you too. And it's interesting you mentioned the fire contract with the CH-54, because that is another one of the new announcements tonight.
There you go.
ICM, of course, has the CH-54 Tarhe version of this, but they have recently done, well, here they are down here. They did just the crane without anything, which was kind of odd. Then they did the one with the universal box, and then they did the one that I think everybody's going to want the most. If you're going to build a civilian version, this is kind of what these things are used for. So
I had the opportunity to actually see this helicopter at Oshkosh at AirVenture a few years back, and it is an absolutely monstrous flying machine. It's just amazing.
Wow. Yeah, I'd love to see one. Very, very cool. But those are, they're supposed to be, it's a July release, I think.
Yep.
So somewhere month and a half from now, I guess. I don't know exactly, but but by the time we get to nationals anyway. So that will be a cool one. Hey, Braden, good to see you tonight, my friend. Yeah, time to get the glue out and start sniffing. There you go. There you go. Skip, good to see you tonight, and thank you for reminding us to everybody, please hit the thumbs up on this video if you are watching on YouTube. We would appreciate it. Lawn Care Novice, good to see you tonight. Ed, how are you, my friend? Wayne, up in Ohio, good to see you. Fred Henshaw is here. Ed, I do not know the answer to that question. We have not got a shipment from them in quite some time. So and that's not one I know off the top of my head. So I'd have to give you an answer some other time. I'll have to look at that. Shoot me an email and we can look at it, and I can find out if they're coming back or not, and I can let you know that way. TD, good to see you tonight. Let's see. Jeff, Ed's asking if you use a Mac valve with your gallery setup.
I do not.
Okay.
I have them, and I mentioned I mentioned it in the comments earlier. The Iwata Studio series that I have it's a dual hose setup with quick connect. So I have one hose set up for 20 psi. I have one hose set up for 10 psi. And
Jeff,
then most of the brushes that I use have a small Mac valve right on the brush
that's
itself.
what I was going to say. Yeah,
So I use that for micro adjustments.
The 0.2 has it, but the 0.3 does not.
Correct.
Yep. Lee, how are you tonight? Yeah, and Jeff, now I see that you answered that question. There and there. Thank you. Bill, good to see you tonight. JL and Chris. Kimberly's with us. Good to see you. Al Miles is enjoying his gallery airbrushes. Good deal. Recon, thumbs up. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, everybody hit that thumbs up. Appreciate it. Patrick, good to see you tonight. Jason, right up the road. How are you, my friend? Ken, yes, we have the pigments here, and that's more to come on that July 22 day. All of our stuff. It's kind of we're getting everything prepared. We'll let you guys know about everything on the 22nd next month. Keith, good to see you. Theron Hampton, howdy.
Yeah, he threw a question out there too that
Who did?
Theron Hampton
Oh,
about Edmund Fitzgerald. He got wind of a rumor that someone was doing an Edmund Fitzgerald.
Well, so here we'll show you guys something real quick. If you come on our website, go to monthly catalog, and it's not just a rumor. It is something that we officially announced back in January. There you can see the box art. You're not seeing it, are you? Look at that. I'm just sitting here talking and you're not seeing anything. There you go.
Yep, there she is.
Yep. So that's what the box is going to look like. And like I said, more information on all of the things that we have announced in the past on the 22nd next month. But it is coming at some point. It's not a rumor.
Nope, I can 100% verify because I've been working on it.
John, good to see you tonight. Kaiser.
So it will be 1/350th scale. It's still about a 2.5, 3-foot model in 1/350th scale.
It's a big boy.
Yep.
Bill, good to see you tonight. And Keith, going to be a long, hot summer. That indeed is the truth. Got a lot of model shows there. Yeah, we've got quite a bit. The next one for us, though, will be in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the IPMS National Convention.
I've got one this coming weekend.
Oh, you do? Where at?
If anyone is around Crystal Lake, Illinois, I will be at NIMCon. IPMS Lakes region. They do a really, really good show. So I will be there wandering around. It's a fun show for me. I'm not working. So if you see me with the hat, walk up, be nice, and say hello.
There you go. Steven, good to see you tonight. David, good to see you. David Moore, good evening. No, I just caught up to Theron's question.
Yep.
Maybe I should be like you and scroll through the chats.
Ahead of time,
yeah.
Try to get ahead of the curve, Yeah,
just never seems to be enough time. EV, good to see you tonight. Yeah, we're getting down to everybody talking amongst themselves. Yeah, where is Frank? That's a good question.
Raymond, well, you know what? Frank wasn't here, and you had technical difficulties, so
that's true. Ed says, John, I'll call it for Frank. It's party time. All right. Well, there you have it. Ed makes it official. So hello to everybody else. We appreciate you being here. And we've got some new things to look at tonight.
Boy, do we ever.
Yeah. And so I got to show this first. So this reminded me, Bill says, what's my favorite submarine? I don't know. Probably a 350th scale for sure. And I'm probably going to have to give it to the USS Growler. That's just a cool sub. I mean, the reason is my dad and I went up to New York. We saw it. We walked on it. We thought it was so cool. We came back home and immediately produced a model kit of it.
There you go.
That's what happened. And one of my favorite subs for sure. But anyway, since Bill asked that reminded me, I got to show this, Jeff. It's a new product. And Bill's trying to twist our arm into this being your next buddy build.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I don't know.
All right. Well, hold on. Nothing ever seems to work when when I want it to.
Kick it.
All right. There you go.
No, I just see a spinny thing. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Bill. Bill was so excited about you talking up the penguin last week that he ordered one, and so there you go.
I got to get one. I think you know what, for next year's nationals, I think that we should do a penguin build as a joke, in addition to the regular whatever
Right.
subject matter we pick for next year's build. But I think that we should, like, kind of let your imagination run wild.
You do realize that if we showed up with even one of those built, Tamiya, the guys over at the Tamiya booth, they're going to get a kick out of it.
Oh, I think we got to do like a paratrooper penguin, and a Navy penguin, and an infantry penguin, and a truck driver penguin, and a redneck penguin, and
my gosh,
NASCAR penguin. I mean, I think just the possibility. Elvis Presley penguin.
Hey, there you go.
Penguin from Batman.
Oh yeah, Tamiya would probably love it. Heck, they'd probably sponsor it.
Guy, count me in. I'm there.
There you go. Well, speaking of Tamiya, I got to pull this up real quick. This is something that we're really, really liking. Let me get back to it. So everybody knows Tamiya for their XF paints and X paints and all that, but this new line that you've been hearing us talk about a little bit, their LP series, and the bottles look identical to their other bottles, so they're the same size, but the difference is their XF series, those are acrylic lacquers. These LPs are 100% lacquers. They're full lacquers, and the cool thing about them is, yes, they have some regular colors, blues and whatever, but the thing that we're really liking about them is their metal colors, and specifically their aluminum colors. They've got a gloss aluminum, they've got a flat aluminum, and they've got several other shades. They got a black aluminum and not black aluminum, black metal, gunmetal, dark gunmetal, all sorts of different colors that are really, really good. Because as you guys know, we talk about our paint quite often, but the one thing we don't have so far is any metal colors. Well, with Tamiya coming out with these LP colors, we it's still on the to-do list, but it's not as high up on the to-do list anymore, because these Tamiya colors are great.
Yeah.
And let's see, I got this one picture we'll pull up real quick.
They do stink. You do need a spray booth, and you do need adequate ventilation for them.
Yep. Yeah. If you've ever used Alclad lacquers, it's same kind of concept. They work kind of the same. They don't smell exactly the same as Alclad, but they're close. But this is a little sample piece that was done with the flat aluminum. I think one of our guys that build stuff for us put this together. So yeah, really neat. You guys need to check that out. And by the way, Jeff, that you're looking at there, that's your teaser for this week for the Nationals exclusive model kit. How you like that? And no, you can't see it again. That was it. You're going to have to watch the replay. That is a piece of our Nationals exclusive that we keep teasing about. And I know there's hardly anything to it, but when I said we were going to tease something every week until the 22nd, I didn't realize how many weeks that was. And there's not very much that I can say about it without just giving it away.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look thrilled.
I'll be honest with you. The last time I went to the doctor, I think that was the camera that they used on the stick.
Well, that is definitely not our exclusive model kit.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out,
There you go. Well,
yeah.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks like the little camera that they. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's the guy that sprayed it. That was through a gallery airbrush.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, and hey, Keith, good to see you tonight, buddy.
Don't give it away.
Yeah, he knows. He's sworn to secrecy. But there you go. There's your other teaser. Keith's the one building our display model that we'll have at Nationals.
And no, he cannot be bribed.
Nope. All right. Now, check this out.
Okay.
At long last,
it's here.
The BF-109s
Dun dun dun.
are here. Poof. There it is.
Yeah.
Big old box, big old cool model.
Another one that I have in the stash that I'll probably never build, but I want anyway.
Oh yeah, it's just big scale.
But even, you know what, a 109 is a relatively small airplane in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
And in 24 scale, it's really not much bigger than a 32nd scale P-47.
Right. Well, here, I'll open this one up. I haven't looked at one yet.
Okay.
Now, in addition to this, there's all sorts of other new Airfix stuff that arrived. But in dealing with a broken website, I haven't really looked at much yet, but I do know that, and it's not showing there, the Spitfire,
Mhm.
the Flying Dray, as it's called, that is here, and that's also 24 scale. And this is kind of cool. So those are, but there's all sorts of other.
And the Mark 9 and the G5/G6, they're a perfectly matched pair for putting them side by side, building them side by side.
Right.
It's like the Corsair and the Zero, or the Hellcat and the Zero. They complement each other. That's what I was trying to get to.
Here are your wings.
Yeah, that's
not huge, just like you said.
Not a large airplane.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through this and do a little what's in the box video because this thing's full of plastic. And look at this. There's all sorts of stuff in there. So we'll take a look at that sometime soon. Bust it open, do a little video. And I'll say I've got to mention this. This is not a knock on Airfix.
Okay.
So, guys, if you're watching, this is not a knock. It's just fact of the matter. And I got to tell this because I have had a couple customers now ask why the box smells so odd. The cardboard box. All I can say is that these are produced in India. And when that container shows up and we open the door, it doesn't smell pretty. So if you get your cardboard box and you open it and it has a little bit different smell than you're used to.
Is it recycled plastic, maybe, or recycled cardboard, maybe?
Probably.
Recycled paper.
You know how when you get kits and this is weird. Braden mentioned sniffing plastic earlier. When you hang around model kits like we do, like I can walk through. You can put a blindfold on me and take me through the warehouse, and I can tell you what aisle we're on based on how it smells.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese kits smell different than the Chinese kits. That smell different than the Indian kits, and this one might take the cake, but it smells different than the kits that come out of Ukraine. And I know that's an odd thing to say, but for real, do you remember, Jeff, back in the day? You're a ship model guy. Back in the 90s, all these different resin ship companies.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of them smelled different, and it was all depending on what type of resin they were using.
And well, that and you always knew like which of the manufacturers were chain smokers. Because you'd open up the box and it would smell like a pack of Marlboros.
Yep. There's that too. There's that too.
But that went away after you put primer down. So,
Yep.
it was a good thing.
Yep. So anyway, there's just a little, if we're not storing them any weird kind of way in our warehouse, that's how they come to us. So
yeah, it's probably some form of recycled paper, or
it's like Arnell just said, different cardboard composition.
Yeah.
So, all right, now back to this. There's all sorts of new Airfix stuff that came in with this shipment. Lots of their quick build stuff, great for your kids and your grandkids to get started. Airfix does a really nice quick build model, as they call it.
And their new tool stuff is on par with anybody out there. Their new tool stuff is just fantastic.
Oh yeah. And some of their stuff, some of their ships, you get into some of the old school scales like 600 scale, and
Those are all reissues. Yeah.
they are. You'll see some 76 scale stuff from time to time, but any of their new the 48 scale stuff that they've been coming out with, the new Bristol Bulldog, their Avro Anson, their Hawker Tempest in 72 scale, all these new kits that they've got are just really, really nice kits.
Yep.
But wow.
I got an email from them a couple of days ago, and it was a survey asking about what kit I would like to see them produce. So I said
B26.
No, I said Avro Vulcan in 30 seconds scale, which is even.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah.
In 72 scale, it's giant.
Yeah,
$100 72 scale plane.
Yeah, imagine what that would be in 30-second scale.
Yeah, of course.
So I figured, you know what, I'm living on the edge of ridiculousness anyway, so I might just as well be all in.
Why not? Why not?
I still am waiting for somebody to do a B26 in 30-second scale.
Oh, I'm sure you'll see it at some point.
That is, at this point, you know, there's a lot of models that I would like to do and that I want to do, and I've got a stack of, you know, priority projects and things that motivate me and whatnot. If a 30-second scale B26 came out, everything would get pushed to the back of the pile, and that one would get opened up, the bench would get cleaned off, and I would start on it the same day that it arrived.
I'm going to remember that.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your look at some of the Airfix goodies. There are got a bunch of fine mold stuff. Now, the fine mold zeros, and that one is misspelled. I got to fix that. That is a Carter fighter. How about that?
Career?
Yeah. So these two are their first two that they did that we never got.
Okay. The type 52.
Yes, that there. Yeah. So that one, and this one, the two different, the Nakajima versus the Mitsubishi version. We never got those. So now we finally have them. The ones that we started out with having were, I forget right off this one. There are other, Jeff, I'm out in left field here. I don't know the differences in all the different zeros, but basically they have 4 and 48 scale. We have all of them now. And the newer thing that they've done is now they're doing them in 72 scale. And
okay, so here's a 30 or 10 second, 20 second. So A6M5. So the zero started out with the A6M2.
Okay.
Then the A6M3, then the A6M5. So in US designation, that would be a P51A, P51B, P51D.
Gotcha.
And then the designator after A6M5A would be a P51D5, P51D15, P47D25. So they are subversions of a standardized model. So the 52 was the final. Well, there was a couple of prototypes that were done, but the A6M5 was the final production model of the zero.
Okay. And Rob's got a little modification to
A6M1 was used in China. Gotcha. I couldn't remember, Rob, if they just called it A6M without the number designation for the one, or if they did A6M1.
All right. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I was looking at the chats. So the fine mold stuff. Now,
these are awesome kits, by the way.
Oh yeah, everything Fine Molds makes is nice. They've got other stuff too, not just Japanese planes. Here's their F4 and 72 scale. They've got ship models. We've got 2 of their destroyers in stock. These aren't necessarily brand new, but we've not had them.
Their destroyer kits are on par with Tamiya and Hasegawa destroyers.
Oh yeah.
in
Just
terms of their
nice
quality.
stuff.
Yeah, they're great stuff.
Now, here's the other thing in fooling with getting the website to where we could even look at what we're looking at tonight. I failed to get the rest of what was prepared for us. Everybody else, they had everybody's been pulling all this new stuff together to give to us tonight to show you guys. But in having to fix the website, it just everything they gave us did not make it on here. So, and I'm not joking when I say there's about 300 or 400 new items that are here, and you're just seeing the tip of it. Now, a lot of those 300 or 400 items, we have the rest of the evergreen items, so that makes up
A
several,
large,
3 or 4 dozen of them. We just picked up, and we have talking about metal paints. We have Vallejo's new, I think it's called True Metallics, is the line. We have those. There are 80 different colors in their True Metallics line. Those are all here, but you can't see them on the site yet. We're working through getting those pictures and all that kind of stuff. But so there's a lot of that. And then there's Edward. We got the new Edward shipment, and that's 80 items by itself. So when I say 300 or 400 items, I'm being serious, but some of those, there are some large chunks of 3 or 4 different brands that make that up. But the fine molds, for example, we've got 30 or 40 new fine molds items that we've never had.
Right.
Some of them, like the 72 scale zeros, are actually new. Some of them are new to us. There's just all sorts of stuff. Somebody was asking a second ago, Rich Dan asking about the clear prop. Yes, we've got about 8 or 10 new clear prop items that are listed on the website that you can't see yet. I don't think, unless they're in here. They're not listed. They're on, but they're hidden. They're not here yet, but they are coming. We'll be taking pre-orders for those as soon as we can get them visible on the site. But they've got all sorts of new stuff coming that let's see who else. Arma. Somebody was asking in the chat about Arma. Yes, we've got their new F4F3 Wildcat. Those are on the way. We're taking pre-orders for them now. There you go. See that. And there's another handful of new Arma stuff too. 3 or 4, maybe 5 new kits that you'll see popped up on the pre-order section soon. All that should be here sometime by the end of July. I mean, it could make it by the end of June, but shipping is just slow these days, guys, and we apologize about that. Let's go back here and see. I think we've talked about this on the show, but maybe we haven't. Have we talked about this, Jeff?
North Carolina? Yes, we have.
Okay. The Very Fire North Carolina. They're not here yet, but
available in 2 versions because if you remember correctly, I said that I had to get rid of my trumpeter. Just got the trumpeter kit with all the goodies to.
That's right. All right. Mini Art's advanced version of their FW190 is finally here, and they have announced. I guess they're going to do with their FW190 exactly what they did with the P47 and do so many different variants, which is not a bad thing.
Well, there's not that many variants that they can do.
No, but so
they
far
can do they can do a D9, they can do a D11, they can do a D13.
Well, I guess when I say variants, I guess I should say different pilots and paint schemes. Maybe that's a little bit more accurate. But this is cool. Mini Art is extremely excited about this this tooling that they have, and I've actually got an interview lined up with Alina. I hadn't had her on in a while, so we'll have her on here to talk about the FW190s at some point soon. But they've got those, and all sorts of other new Mini Art stuff has shown up too. But
my favorite
I don't think
German propeller-driven aircraft.
Really?
Oh, the D9 and the TA-152 are they're just sexy.
Oh yeah. Well, since we're staring at it, we'll talk about Revell for a moment. This is Revell.
Their new Artemis.
Yeah, we used to call it Revell US. Technically, it's Revell Carrera now. Is the company that owns them. But yeah, they've got 144 scale Artemis. They've got several other new. Let me flip this over to nothing but Revell. They've got several other new car models that you see here, and they're also getting back into the Star Trek stuff. So you see those, and these are don't know, starter sets. I guess they come with paint and glue and a paintbrush.
Yep.
And then got the 72 scale SR71 back, which is always a fun one. And
Always in demand. That
Oh,
kit
yeah.
is always. I don't want to say it's going to be right up there with Revell's, box scale Arizona, but it's certainly one of their anchor kits.
Oh, yeah. It's always a good one. This is an interesting one. There's 72 scale F-35A. So that's a nice addition. And then these are the interesting ones, Jeff. These, I guess
Oh.
Revell is getting into, we're not supposed to call them Legos, but that's basically what it is.
Oh.
Well,
I just
to each his own. Some people think
and you know what yeah, this is one of those hills that I will die on. Is as a gateway for kids, young people to get interested in the hobby, or as a segue into what we do as modelers. Okay, sure, but I'm sorry, guys. This is
hey,
not modeling. This is just sticking bricks together.
well, my kids love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm.
Hey, you don't have to buy one.
No, I don't. And I get, I mean, I've
seen if they do a 32 scale B26 and a brick.
Not buy it. I mean,
Oh,
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I see, and I'll call it for what I'll see Legos. I see the Legos and the brick things as a separate hobby unto itself. And I have absolutely no problem with it. I don't. I think it's wonderful. It does all of the things that the hobby did for us when we were kids, which is hand-eye coordination, fine motor skills, critical thinking, reading and understanding instructions and things of that nature. But
well, like I said, it's not for everybody,
no.
but neither are snap kits and everything else that's
what I look at it like, RC airplanes. I love RC airplanes. I used to fly RC airplanes, but RC airplanes is not modeling the way we do modeling.
right.
It's the same, but it's different. If that's, I don't know. And I'm sure these are going to go like hotcakes because, what a perfect way to get your grandson or your son or your niece or nephew into the hobby, or even if they don't have an interest in the hobby, you use it as a tool to focus on all of those things that I mentioned before, critical thinking and fine motor skills and all of those.
The cool thing is, a lot of people are into actual Legos. There's a lot of different name brands out there now, but we know what we're talking about if we say Lego. A lot of people are into Legos, a lot of kids. Hey, a lot of adults are big into Legos.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this is if you're a diehard Lego guy, and I mean, these things are not cheap, but then again, if you've walked down the toy aisle at Walmart or not Toys R Us, but Walmart lately and seen the price of Legos these days, this falls right in line.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is if that's something that you're used to getting your kids or grandkids for Christmas or whatever, now you can get them a historic Lego and perhaps they start learning a little bit of history.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
it's
and again, I don't, I can't, and I don't think anybody that is of our generation as a modeler will look at that and say, that looks just as good as a 72nd scale Revell Type 7C U-boat.
Well, it is 4 feet long, though.
It is 4 feet long. It's the same, but it's different. It's a different set of skills. It's a different timeline. It's obviously a lot less. There's no sanding, there's no painting, there's no filling of seams,
Right.
there's none of that stuff. But hey, it's a hobby and it's supposed to be fun. So, is it something that I would ever do? No, it's not. But hey, if you want to do it, you go right ahead.
Well, and the Airfix quick builds, and even to me is new Fukui-saurus and Fukui Raptor. they're all this brick system too. Now,
Oh, you mean the meat eater and the vegan?
yeah, we'll get to those in a minute. Here, we'll go
Yeah.
ahead and pull them up real quick. But see, what's different about them is so these Revell Lego kits or brick kits, excuse me.
Right.
Brick kits, they look like brick kits.
Right.
This does not look like
No.
a brick kit. So,
Nope.
and I'm interested, I'm excited to see how this is done. But apparently, the internal structure of this is like Legos. But when you put it together, the outside of it looks like that.
Right.
So I'm curious to see how that's going to work. It's like a hybrid Lego model kit of some sort. But apparently that's how the Airfix kits are also working.
Yeah. Well, and didn't Dragon do that with its new 109 kit as well?
No,
You know,
no,
it's the engineering of it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I don't think so. It was more the way like a Gundam snap model is done. One of these in here, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, here you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So the inside snaps together, but after you put it together, you would never know that it's got those brick things.
And, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of that is due to technological advances in engineering and manufacturing that allow us to, you know, to create parts like that and simplify the process. I got no problem with simplifying the process. I really don't, so long as the end result looks like what it's supposed to be dimensionally.
Well, you know, and here's the other thing too, Jeff. You talked about the way that we build models, and I know what you mean when you say we. I mean the guys, you more than me, but that have been building scale models that you glue together and paint with a paintbrush and airbrush. The way that you've been doing it, that you guys, us, this is not the market for these.
No.
So
this is and we're a dying art form. Well, and I say that, but I mean, you know, look at the quality of the kits that are out there now, and you don't have to scratch build,
right?
And you don't have to cut styrene and grind metal and hammer brass and solder, you know, and do all of the things that I grew up doing, you know, before the advent of cast resin or 3D printed parts or photo etch or anything else. You know, I mean, you want fenders for your truck, you just go and you find a 3D model, or you even design a 3D model and you print it. You know, back in the day, you know, I took out a piece of K&S brass and put it over a mold and started hammering away.
Yep.
So, you know, that part of the hobby, I think, has changed dramatically, you know, because now technology allows you to add all of this detail if the kit doesn't come with the detail already. I mean, some of these kits, you don't even, you know, you might add, you know, some wiring here and there, or hydraulic lines or things like that, or maybe photo etch seat belts or cloth seat belts. But for the most part, these kits are 10 times more detailed than they were 30 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see how it goes. If it gets kids into building models, one day they'll want.
And I absolutely see that as being, you know, and Gundam is the same way. You know, you see a lot of young people, and when I say young people, I mean we're all a bunch of old Dodgers. You know, I see, you know, 10-year-old, 12-year-olds at model shows, and they're building Gundams. They're doing the entry level stuff that we were doing with snap tight kits years and years and years ago. They're just doing it in a different medium and something that they can relate to. Hey, if that gets them into doing perfect grade, high grade, master grade, or if their interest,
then they start painting them and weathering them and everything else.
And if their interests then shift into other things like armor or aircraft or cars or ships or what have you, well, then that has been a very effective tool for getting that young person interested in the hobby. If the bricks do that, great.
Yep, that's true. All right, well let's see what else we've got because there is a bunch. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is the Edward items,
Yep.
but they've got their new kits, some more 72 scale 110s and Spitfires, and kind of the I hate to say the run of the mill stuff, but
Yeah.
Edward's got some of their tooling that they do different versions and boxings of throughout each
Well,
month.
to give you an idea, I messaged Brandon earlier today, and he told me he was working on this, and I said, send me a list of the stuff that we're going to be talking about so I can at least have an idea of what's coming. And he just laughed at me. He's like, that'll take the rest of the day.
Yep.
There's too much stuff.
Yeah, well, and I didn't even get it all ready for us, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Edward, the biggest thing, and we talked about this last week, but the biggest thing that they've got this month is the new F-18 Hornet.
Getting a lot of talk about, a lot of chatter.
Yep, and those are pretty cool. Excited about those. Lots of new res kit things that have come in. And guys, if you're wondering, this page that I'm looking at, if you go to our homepage at squadron.com and click this that says click here to see the new arrivals from this week, that will soon change from week to month. As you can see, it's already changed here, but this page will be whatever's come in this calendar month. So July 1st, this will be deleted and it'll start filling up for whatever comes in July. But that's where you can see all the things that have arrived. Sometimes it's brand new stuff. Sometimes it's new to us stuff that we've just never had. But you can see this filter list here. These are all the different brands that have come in so far, and it's only the 10th. So like I said last week, when we said that we have a lot of stuff coming in June, we weren't joking. This is probably maybe not quite half of the manufacturers that we have shipments coming in this month. So it's going to be a good month. Now
we need to clone both of us just to cover this stuff.
Yeah. Well, we can work on that. We can we'll stick you and me over here and then over here. Either that, or we're just going to have to get some of the other guys to jump in here with us.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Hey, the Artemis kit.
Yes.
For my fellow NASA space nuts, I know Stephen Cole is one of them. They just announced the Artemis 3 crew.
Okay.
And the Artemis 3 mission is going to happen sometime in late 2027. And they are going to put a man on the surface of the moon.
Are you in the crew?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm just the guy bringing the snacks before the pre-launch.
You're bringing the model kits.
I'm bringing the model kits. Yep.
Well, that's cool. They
don't have a booster rocket big enough to get me out of the atmosphere.
Oh, gosh. Well, we've got, let's see if this page doesn't work yet. Of course not. There are several.
Our penguins.
These. Yeah, penguins. So the Airfix version of Artemis, the new Revell one, both of these are 144 scale. Then soon, I hope that it shows up this month, but it may be July, 200 scale. If you want one that's not quite as big, AMT's got a 200 scale version. So lots of new space stuff coming out for sure.
All right. Well, Charles is saying Artemis 3 isn't going to the moon. I'm just repeating what I heard on the news today. Artemis 4 is the landing. Okay.
Hey, Artemis 4, 5, and 6. That means more model kits.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I had every intention of having this nice prepared thing to show you all the new stuff, and I wasn't expecting for the website to be broken for an entire additional week last week.
See, this is why I think I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, because I say one wrong thing and I got 36 guys over here jumping on me. Penguins.
All right. Well, here, Jeff.
To me, penguins.
How about I put you in your wheelhouse?
Uh-oh.
Would that work for you?
That'll work.
Check out this lineup of new stuff. 350 scale HMS resolution, renowned.
And our class. Yep.
3 and 350 scale, 200 scale Tirpitz. You've got the Pola is still, coming. It's coming. So we're ship guys, right?
Yeah. Well,
especially you.
I try
And
to
we
be.
hardly
But
ever have ships to talk about. One or two every now and again. We just talked about the fine molds destroyers, but Trumpeter's got several new kits coming out soon. And yes, I realize that some of these are based off of hull molds that they already have.
well, I mean, the R class resolution, Royal Oak, Revenge, Ramillies,
How
that's
do you know how different? I assume that's going to be based off of their Royal Oak kit.
probably. And depending upon, see, the beauty of doing ships is that there are overlap periods where, and I'm just throwing this out there, so don't jump on me, but let's just hypothetically say, resolution in 1941 is almost identical to Revenge in 1940. So they'll do mix and match. They'll maybe add, maybe it's a different mast setup or a different radar arrangement or different placement of secondary guns, things like that. But sister ships generally, if they are relatively close, you'll see multiple versions come out. And for the most part, once you get one R class battleship, do you really need the others? Probably not, unless
Well,
you're a real
remember,
fan.
this is the company that did Alaska, Guam,
And Hawaii, and they were
identical.
across the board.
Uh,
That's just good marketing. But
Oh, yeah.
as a modeler, if you build resolution, or if you've already got Royal Oak, do you need resolution? Well, I mean,
I'm
if you're a
I'm
big
gonna
fan of the R class, then yes. But
I'm gonna go with yes. I'm loving this paint scheme.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
just really, really good. Because we have all these colors in our paint line, but
correct.
we don't have that many box arts that actually feature these wacky blues and greens. So I'm
And
really digging this.
this is one of those kits that I will have to do a camouflage design sheet for, because I can tell you right now that she did not wear a camouflage pattern that was quite that
Oh, really?
crazy. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll
But
have to see what you
I
come
have
up
that.
with.
I have that data. I have that information. The one that I'm really excited about is right there, HMS Renown in her 42 configuration. So Renown and Repulse were sister ships. I have the Trumpeter. If you look in the background, there's HMS Repulse, and in her 41 configuration. So although they were sister ships, they were identical until about 1935. And then Renown got a major refit overhaul in 1935, and she got the big boxy bridge. I don't know if you can zoom in on the bridge structure there or not.
Let's see.
Maybe I can. No.
Nope.
Well, she got a bridge structure very similar to HMS Warspite. It's more of an enclosed bridge, whereas Repulse had a very, I'll call it a World War I style bridge. It was a much lower bridge. And the AA guns changed, and so Renown is a much more modernized version of the R class battle cruisers. So I am very, very, very excited. As Rob said, one of the best looking capital ships ever. It's got such great lines. So that is going to be one of my definite must-haves.
All right. Well, there's the pre-order button, Jeff. You can go ahead and get you one.
I'll do that right now. I'll be
There
right.
you
I'll
go.
see you later. Bye.
All right. Yes, the email is working as of this morning or last night, as far as I know. We got a lot to catch up on. So send me an email. I'll be happy to get back with you as soon as I can. If it's not me, it'll be Jared or Jackie or somebody. Bill, any word from Trumpeter on their 700 scale midways? No. They've got Bill's asking about this because if you've got one of Trumpeter's new catalogs, they have announced, like Trumpeter always does, they put all of their things that they're planning on doing in the back of
Right.
the catalog, usually as a black and white photo. And they've got 700 scale midways listed, a couple variations of that. all sorts of other stuff too.
Yep.
But hopefully we'll get some information on that at some point, because that will be a exciting kit.
Of course, the big one that everyone's excited about is Tirpitz in 200 scale.
Yep.
You know,
And that one, we knew at some point that was going to happen after they did Bismarck. I mean,
it was inevitable that after doing Bismarck that they were going to do Tirpitz. The beauty of Tirpitz as a ship modeler, you know, Bismarck basically carried 2 paint schemes, Baltic stripes and without Baltic stripes. Tirpitz, however, I think she carried somewhere between 5 and 7 different paint schemes and over her career. And the splinter pattern that is shown on the box art is very indicative of some of the crazy stuff that they did to her in terms of her paint. Tirpitz has a very, very strange paint scheme. When she was at Tromsø, I believe it was Tromsø, they painted her to look like a brick building.
That was I've seen the picture. I didn't realize that was Tirpitz.
Yeah. Yep. They painted one side of the ship so that it literally looked like brick houses on the side of the hill. And they painted the ship and it's really just kind of strange, but
it'd be an awesome model.
Yeah.
A heck of a hard paint job.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when Tirpitz comes available, we'll throw those out there as well.
There you go. Now this one is, I am assuming this is based off of their Scharnhorst, because you're going to know better than me, but it's not drastically different, are they?
No, Scharnhorst and Gneisenau were not radically different after they had gotten their Atlantic stems, their clipper bows put on. So I'm interested to see what the date is on the depiction of the model.
Yep. Hopefully we'll get that information at some point soon.
Because most of the Scharnhorsts that we have are 40. There's a 41, or there's a 40 and a 43.
Well, Dragon, and
Scharnhorst.
Dragon did 3 different versions, of which we only have one of them in stock anymore, and I forget which one. Does it say? No, it doesn't say specifically which one. Oh, this isn't the Dragon. This is the Trumpeter one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, we must.
So you do have. There are options for
Dragon one.
For Scharnhorst at various stages in her career. Gneisenau has not really been, overly represented, so it'll be nice to see.
Well, and then the last, if I can get back to it, the last ship that they've got coming in, this one actually will be here this month, is the Pola. And don't think that this is a rebox of their Hobby Boss kit, which would be a easy assumption to make. Hobby Boss and Trumpeter are the same company. This is supposedly an all new tooling kit.
I'm looking forward to that as well. The Zara and the Pola were very aesthetically, they were pretty ships. And of all of the colors that I did back in the day, the Italian grays are some of the prettiest ship colors. Those light blue grays are really
right.
They look pretty on the ship. And then as a model, when you put the red and white stripes on the bow, the aerial recognition stripes on the bow, it really makes for a stunning model. So I'm looking forward to this one too.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Steven says he's already got his Tirpitz ordered. Good. Rich Dan, are you still publishing books? We do from time to, we haven't had one. The last one we had was the
F14.
No, it was
F18.
No, you're thinking way far back. No, it was Devastator, TBD Devastator. It was either that or AJ Savage. I forget which one was last, but those were the last 2. The next one that we have planned is the Planes, Names, and Dames book. And I guess we can give a little update on that. It's rocking along. Peter is working away on all the artworks, and I can't really say much about it other than everything he's sending over is pretty
stunning.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Brandon will message me in the middle of the day and go, look at this. And he sends me a screenshot, and it's just mind-boggling how good the artwork is.
Yeah, I mean,
Peter is just doing such a tremendous job on this.
Yeah, he did. And if you know Peter, and these are a couple of examples of his work, and Peter's the one that's done all of the you're talking about that F-14 book.
Yep. Yeah.
So we'll pull that up just as an example. He did the front cover of this, and yes, these are they're not AI. They are, like, for example, on this image. So he digitally drew this a 3D model. He made the 3D model, and then he digitally painted it, like, by hand. Like he uses a, what do you call those? A stylus or whatever. I mean, he literally paints them and does what he does, and he does a fantastic job. And then he puts them over a background, and sometimes the background is an actual photo. For example, this one that you're looking at is a photograph that Peter himself took while he was in an airplane headed, like, going on a trip.
Yep.
And so he just does a really good job. And what is happening on this book, if you guys have not heard us talk about it before, and if you have, then you'll have to hear it again for a second. The original Planes, Names, and Dames book was written by, what was his name, Jeff? Yeah, that guy. It was a Squadron Signal Publications book. There were 3 series of them, or 3 issues of them. And basically, it's a nose art book. Well, there's a lot of nose art books out there. You've probably seen a lot of nose art books. But what's different about this is most of the pictures in this book, in addition to a real image of the plane, you're going to get a digital picture that Peter created. And it's really neat because some of the nose arts and the images of some of these planes, sometimes the only picture that exists of an aircraft is that front panel that's got whatever nose art on it.
Larry Davis.
Thank you, Jeff. But the cool thing is, because you know what plane it is, you know what squadron it was in, so you can backdate all the information. And when you have people like Dana Bell on your book team helping you figure all this stuff out, you figure out what colors the rest of the plane was, and then all of a sudden Peter's got everything he needs to create an image that has literally never been seen before. And all of a sudden you can see, I don't know, there's about, give or take, somewhere in the ballpark of 100 3D rendered images in the book that Peter's done. And it's just really cool. I'm looking forward to letting you guys see this. And I don't have an exact timing on this. Again, that July 22 date's rolling around, and we'll have a lot more information on all of our products, that book included, on that date. All right, back to the new models. Let's scroll through here.
So much stuff. The TIE Interceptor.
All right, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's.
You know, and what's funny about this? So the box that they created, they did the box, and they made the test run, the test print of the box, and then they got the test shot of the plastics back, and then realized the box isn't big enough. So the proportions on that box, see how it's a little bit more square? It's going to end up being a little bit more rectangle. It's got to be longer to accommodate the wings.
The wings, yeah.
So I thought that was kind of funny.
That's another one that's on my list.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Of course, we've talked about the Edward Catalina. Oh, here you go, Jeff. Here's another ship that's coming in.
Later. The Moskva.
Yep.
Oh, what an ugly ship.
Yeah, but we've talked about this. The uglier the subject, sometimes creates a very interesting model.
Yeah, it just
Not in this case.
well, you know what it is I understand, the premise, but it's like they built the ship and then just stopped halfway through and just decided, we're going to leave the back empty for, we'll put helicopters back there. Okay. And just,
Well,
yeah,
at least you get helicopters with it.
this is true.
So that's going to be coming. TACOM's got several other kits. Some of their other, excuse me, some of their other kits like the World War I tank,
the Mark IV, the male
Yep.
female. Yep, I'm looking forward to that one too.
It is now. Why is the picture not coming up? I want to say this is a reissue because they've had these before.
It
or
is
this a different version.
It is the now male and the difference between the male tank and the female tank. Female tanks had machine guns in the side sponsons, and the male tanks had artillery pieces in the side sponsons. TACOM did these in both male and female versions, Mark IV, but I don't think that they put the parts together to do.
I see. This is a 2-in-1 box. You can build it either way.
Either way.
Okay, so you don't get two tanks in the box. You can build it as a male or a female.
Correct.
Gotcha. Makes sense to me. All right, the other new TACOM kit that is coming, that it's somewhere buried down in here, is the T-28s. Yes, we are aware that they have been released, and we don't have them yet. Our shipment just got delayed, but they are on track to be here at the end of the month with the rest of these kits that you're seeing here. And you guys remember a couple of months ago, we were putting out a digital catalog magazine each month, and that kind of fell through the cracks the last couple of months, but we have a new one of those that'll be out by this time next week. And our good buddy David Doyle has us a little write-up on the T-28 that you'll get to see in that new catalog. So excited about that. The
Yog Panther is the Super Blitz kit.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this, and they came off a pre-order, and I don't know if we sold out or something happened in the shipment. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out.
I believe that's a reissue because I actually have the G2 kit. It's one of, again, the Yog Panther is one of my favorite armored vehicles. It just looks more ahead of its time. It's very futuristic looking.
So Gecko had, all of them are hidden still. We've got a dozen or so Gecko things, but here's one that's coming back in stock. We've had it, but we sold out at the Amps Nationals. But this is a very interesting kit that they've got. So I'm excited that these will be back in stock.
Yeah.
Very neat. Little bitty tank.
Yeah.
It's a nice kit for sure. But they'll be back at the end of the month along with several other
interesting subject. It's a pre-war design, obviously, but there's not a whole lot to it.
Nope. It is cool. They did a good job with that one. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, the I Love Kit stuff. I had some people asking about this. This is the newest version of their Arleigh Burke in 200 scale.
The Flight 3. Yep.
So that I unfortunately don't have a clue when this is coming. It won't be here this month.
No.
Definitely won't. And then the other one that is not in this section, it's in the kit announcement sections, is the Mobile Bay, the Ticonderoga class.
Yeah, that's another one on my list.
So, when you really start thinking about it, we got a lot of new ships coming out. So it's a good thing because it's been kind of dry in the ship world for a little while. Here you go. This one just showed up. These are in stock now. The Shamrock Bay. There was some other Hasegawa things that came in too, but I don't know off the top of my head. Like I said, with probably another 150 to 200 items being hidden right now and not being able to see them, it kind of threw a monkey wrench in tonight's plans, but That's all right. We still have
There's
plenty of things to look at.
still a lot to talk about. I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
the Corsair from Magic Factory.
Yep, those will be here
That's
this month.
Yep, that's going to be it's a highly anticipated kit.
Oh yeah, their first versions of that were great. So
Yeah.
That's going to be good. Let's stroll through here and see. These Poker Ferraris.
Mm.
They've said that they're coming out by the end of the year. Still waiting to hear for sure. So we'll have more information on that. If you want one of these, make sure you get your email put into the list here. Put your email in, click add me to waiting list. And when we get ready to set that up for official pre-orders, we're going to email each one of you that's on that list and give you first shot at them, because there won't be a ton of these things. Like all their kits, they're limited. Thunder Models has a couple of new kits coming, Jeff, and I'm pretty sure, I know that the Kenworth Wrecker will be here this month. I am not 100% sure that their LRDGs are going to make it this month. They may be the next shipment.
Yeah.
But it's good to see these guys continuing to make new things. Their kits are ridiculously detailed. We got one of our guys building one of the wreckers now, and he swears that the model kit has more parts than the real vehicle. So if you're looking for the most detailed 35th scale subjects, this is going to be them. I mean,
and they're doing a lot of really esoteric, they're not doing common stuff, which is kind of cool. Yeah, the LRDGs, the F8s, I'm looking forward to those, because you can do a whole lot with those in terms of paint schemes and stuff like that. Yeah,
and they've got the two different versions that we offer, the basic here, and then this one for $20 more or thereabout. This one includes figures, is the difference. So one with figures, one without. Let's see. Oh, Star Trek fans, the 350 scale Polar Lights, they're reissuing the original series Enterprise, so you can pre-order one of those, but they are also doing a lighting set for it. So you can get everything pre-wired and kind of a plug and play kind of thing. They even say it, no soldering required. So
and we do an original series paint set.
Exactly. And I don't know why it's not listed down here, but let's see. What is it?
Well, we sold a bunch of those at Wonderfest.
Number off the top of my head. There it is. Yeah, we're still out of them.
Yeah, we sold a bunch of those at Wonderfest.
Oh, yeah.
The guy would walk by and he'd have a Star Trek shirt on, and he'd look down and he'd see it, and he'd pick it up and he'd look at it. And then he'd look at me, and then he'd look back at the thing, look back at the paint set. And I swear a couple of guys actually like jumped up and down. They were so happy.
Well, it's
right around the corner they went. They handed it off to you or Jared, and next thing you know, we're out of Star Trek sets.
Oh yeah. Frankenstein will be here this month. Finally, we've been talking about this forever.
Yep.
X Plus kit, so that's going to be good. Some of these new Zimmy items are going to finally be here, and I'm a big fan of these, because you know me and the German railroad stuff, and that just look at this box art for a second. I think it's just the angle of how it looks, but that dude sitting in the tank, it just looks.
Well, that's on a so this particular artillery piece is on a French Lorraine chassis.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a very, very small chassis. So the gun shield behind is definitely misproportioned for the actual vehicle.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny looking, but it's great. I got to have one.
Yep.
So that's going to be good. Oh,
I'm still excited about Tommy Ivo's.
Yeah. Yeah, the Atlanta stuff, I don't know. Where'd you see it?
No, it was on the previous page down at the bottom.
Well, where'd it go?
There it is, right there. The
Where?
very last one
Oh,
at the bottom.
okay.
There you go. That one. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. That is just the coolest thing.
Well, you going to build one?
You know what? I'm not really a car guy by trade, but I'm thinking
cool, though.
I'm thinking I am going to build one of those.
Yeah. It'd be neat. I don't have a date on that one. It was supposed to be out in April, but that didn't happen. So
yeah, I love the fact that Atlantis is re-releasing all of those old. Well, I say old. They were modern when I was into drag racing, but Don Garlits and Prudhomme and Don Prudhomme and all of those early rail dragsters. I'm glad to see that they're re-releasing all those kits.
Yeah, it's interesting all the tooling that they have. So they keep popping them out too.
I follow them on Facebook, and every once in a while they'll put up a short video about, here we are, using a 5-ton crane to put this mold into place to start production on a new kit. It's just really cool. I mean, and even if you're like not into the manufacturing side of it, watching like the Atlantis Facebook page and seeing those little short 2-minute videos of how they actually produce these kits, it makes you appreciate the amount of work that actually goes into developing something like this. No matter what it is, whether it's a car, a ship, a plane, it's really, yeah. And when the mold for a 57 Chevy can like squash you because it weighs like 3 tons. Yeah.
Well, here's something else I'll pull up real quick. So you get to see a little bit of behind the scenes of making the new digital catalog. He's asking if we're going to have Frankengreen color back in stock soon. Yes, we'll have it back in stock, hopefully in a week or two. But when you asked that, it made me think of this picture. This is the one that Tom built, Frankenstein, and Frankengreen was his base color. Of course, he used 2 or 3 other shades of green too to do what he does. But yeah, Frankengreen makes a pretty dang good base color for Frankenstein.
That kit got a lot of attention at Wonderfest.
Yeah.
Everyone kept asking, where is it? I want it. Give me, if you've got them, I'll take 3 of them right now. And unfortunately, they're on their way, but it attracted a lot of attention.
Yeah, we could probably scroll through here, but I guess there's David's write-up he did for us, but we'll save that for you guys to see next week when we get that posted up. Let's get back to the website. This is the other Zimmy model that I wanted to mention. This has gotten a lot of good, excitement about it, I guess. So I think this is going to end up being a really neat kit. But this again is supposed to be here at the end of the month, along with their other shipment. So be kind of cool, a little different. And now we're getting back. Okay, Tamiya. Tamiya's got. Let me just flip it over to the Tamiya section.
We got the 800-pound gorilla in the room that we have to talk about.
Which one is that?
Right there, the Chaffee.
Oh yeah. Well, the first 3 items on this list are not going to be here this month, I don't believe. But the 3 Mini Coopers will be here, and then the BF 109. Those are going to be here. June 26th is the release date. That is the date that we'll be able to give you guys a tracking number and put your pre-order on the UPS or post office truck for the BF 109s, the Mini Coopers, and then the one that we're all waiting on, the Chaffee.
Yep.
So very excited about this. It's just going to be a really good kit. Great price point. It's Tamiya. It's new tooling. It's a good subject matter. I mean, it's the perfect formula for a home run kit.
If it builds as well as their M18, it's going to be just a home run.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure it will. There's no reason for it not to be.
Yep.
So we'll see. Going back to Gecko, but staying on the same subject, the 16th scale version of M24 will also be here at the end of the month. So it's just a good month for all sorts of stuff.
See, there's another big, quandary. You can't go wrong with Tamiya. But a 16th scale chassis.
Well, you just got to be like what's his name, Mike Bishop, that joins us on the show and tell. He's always got the 16 scale and the 35th scale. You just got to do both.
Yeah, I guess I can do that.
Oh gosh.
But the chassis will go well with the Nashorn and the Hummel.
Yep.
And
Ferdinand.
Panzer III and the Ferdinand. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Ferdinand or not.
You'll probably have to. After you see one built by somebody else, you'll get.
And then we got the Stuart, obviously, coming from Classy Hobbies as well. Yep. A lot of 16 scale. I'd like to do a Stuart in 16 scale. I think that's a relatively small kit.
They've got a couple different versions of it. This is their latest, being the British version.
The Honey.
Yep, but nice kits for sure. But it's like we always talk about this. Ships have been, there's been more and more going out to 200 scale. The armor, you're just going to see more and more 16th scale stuff. It'll be interesting to me if we start seeing more 24 scale planes. We got the 109, we got Trumpeter's P-47 coming. Is this going to be the start of a new aircraft scale trend? And not that 24 scale is new, but just hadn't been that much of it.
Yeah. I'm kind of I'm kind of reluctant to start a 16th scale Stuart because I know what's going to happen.
What's that?
You're going to make me do tracks for it.
No. Well, there's always
that.
Well, like I said, there is so much that has come in and so many things that's been announced. We do have the digital catalog for June coming, as you just saw a moment ago. We're working on that. We'll have that done sometime between now and next Wednesday night for you guys to see. And it'll have a lot of stuff in it. And over the next few days, we'll get the rest of the new items that have come in listed. It'll be in the click here to see what's new this week, or well, it's going to say new this month soon. But click on that over in the pre-order section over here on the left. You'll see all the stuff that's coming. And then the things that have been announced that we're not taking pre-orders for yet because we don't know the price or the timing, up under the browse up here, if you'll click on kit announcements, this is just everything that we know is coming. Like, there you go. We were talking about it earlier.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
We don't know exactly when. We don't know exactly how much. And that's all the items in this section. We got 5 pages worth of it. Just all sorts of good things that you have possibly heard about or perhaps have not heard about. You might see them in there. And the cool thing about this section is even though you can't pre-order them, it just like the planes, names, and names book we were just talking about, you can click on it and you can put your email address in the box, click add me to waiting list. And as soon as we get them ready for pre-order or in stock, the system will send you an email. So that's how you see the different things we've been talking about tonight. Right here on the front page, click here to see new arrivals this week. That shows you what's in stock and ready to ship now. Pre-order over here on the left, that shows you what we are officially taking pre-orders for that's coming soon or relatively soon. And up under browse, you can see it all here too. The new releases, the pre-orders, the kit announcements. And like I said, we'll get the website ironed out, these problems that we've been having the last week or two. Most of them are fixed now. If you go to military models last week and click on 35th scale, you saw a grand total of about 10 items. Well, now you have all sorts of stuff, 6 pages full of them. So hopefully things are on the way up on the website. But I guess that's all the ram. We could ramble till midnight if we didn't cut it off at some point, but it's
well, I mean, there's so much to do. There's so many things to do. There's so many things to talk about because there's so much stuff coming in.
Well, what do we always say? It's a great time to be a modeler because you got so many choices in every genre.
That's not what I was thinking.
Oh, what were you thinking?
When do I get to sleep?
Oh.
What do we always say? When do I get to sleep?
Well, it's all fun, lots of good stuff, and I guess we're going to leave it there for the night. Come
Yep,
back and
it's
look at some more of it next Wednesday.
yeah, it's been it's been a crazy week. I think next week's probably going to be just as crazy because we got 101 things going on.
Yep.
But there's a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pike, and what you and I have to do is kind of get ahead of this stuff so that we can actually set aside some time to sit down at the bench and actually build some of this exciting stuff.
This is true. Well, it'll be fun to see how the next few weeks goes. Again, on July 22, that is when we're going to release to you guys what we're planning to do at Nationals. It might be one or two things, and hopefully it's way more than that. But whatever it is, we'll tell you about it then. That's also going to be our show and tell for July, which is going to be our triathlon show and tell.
Yes. I'm working for it.
There you go.
I'm working towards it.
But we're excited about that. It'll be a fun night that evening. We'll touch on the Nationals things during the show, but you'll see the July catalog magazine posted before the show, so you'll get a chance to see everything before we go live, because it looks like we're going to have a good show and tell that night. A lot of you guys are already sending your submissions in for the triathlon, so pretty.
I know Danny had his done like a week after we announced it, so. He's been patiently waiting. So.
He did. That's why we didn't see anything from Danny last Wednesday night for the June show and tell. He was holding out for the triathlon, which is great.
And just a quick reminder, if anybody is in the greater Chicago area, I will be at NimCon in Crystal Lake, Illinois on Saturday. Just walking around, enjoying the show. It's not a work show for me. So if you're in the area, look for me. I'll be there.
And if you're wondering where that is, on the Squadron site under information and model conventions, you'll see the ones at the top are the ones we go to and sell things. The ones down here are ones that Jeff goes to just to go and say hello. You'll see NimCon here, and you can follow this link to go to their Facebook page and get the information about the show.
They have a great show. It's a good turnout. Lots of vendors. It's a great venue. Some of the best builders in the Midwest come to this show.
Yep.
So look forward to seeing everybody there.
It's going to be good. I don't have an exact date, but just to give you guys something to look forward to, sometime in the coming weeks, I don't know exactly when, we're going to hear from Dana Bell again. I know a lot of you you enjoyed the last time we had Dana on. Going to be talking to him again, and we are also going to have the guys from Fort Wayne IPMS come on, and we're going to hear all about the Nationals this year. That's 2 months away. So
amazing how quickly that went.
Yep,
time flies when you're having fun.
We got our we got our booth set up. You know how what do you say? You go big or go home.
So you started it. I just repeat it.
Well, we got our booth figured out how we're going to set it up, and just like we always do, it's going to be bigger and better than last year. So we'll fill it up, and looking forward to seeing you guys there.
I look forward to. I know Keith will be there. He will be sitting next to me, and we're going to be spraying spoons and doing demos and talking about the paint and the 3D products and everything else.
Oh, it's going to be good. We're going to have, he's going to be in there. We're going to have the Plastic Model Mojo guys. Dave and Mike are going to be joining us. They're going to be doing the official, streaming and podcasting and everything right there from the Squadron booth. So they'll be able to keep you guys up to date. If you're not there with what's going on at the show, we'll have our live streaming camera going. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time, and we'll have a lots going on right there in the booth, and hope some of you guys can make it out to hang out with us. So, All right, Jeff, well, talk to you in the morning.
Yeah, if I can get some sleep.
All right, well, either that or I'll talk to you in the afternoon. How about that?
Yeah, well, I end up working till early morning anyway, so it's all kind of relative.
You put your 23 hours a day in one way or the other, whether it's morning or night, right?
This is true. But you know what? It's what is it? If you love what you do, it's not really work.
Yep. Yeah. If you love what you do, you never have to go to work.
you know, and I don't want to go so far as to say I do this for free, but you know, I love what I do. So,
All right. We'll consider letting you do it for free.
oh, great.
Oh, gosh. All right. I'll talk to you soon, Jeff.
All righty. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We appreciate you hanging out with us every Wednesday, and we will do this again, same place, same time, next Wednesday night. And I am sure that there will be something that we'll get into that'll be a good time. So y'all take it easy. We'll talk to you next week.